What had so much hype about it, but was actually terrible? The Power Glove. If you weren't there at the time, you can't imagine how awesome Northeast's kids thought that this thing was going to be. Then you finally played something with one, and tried to convince yourself that it was indeed awesome before slowly, oh so slowly, accepting that it was lame as hell. Alestra was a fat substitute that had no calories. Chips would have no fat content and less calories. It was a craze, until they realized it gave everyone the shits. Like for some people a few handful were enough for explosive zero warning and containable shits. Floam. It was that early 2000s toy that looked really fun on TV, but then we got it, and it fell apart almost instantly. Some years back, there was some asshole that hyped up a huge live event of him being eaten by a snake in a digestion-proof suit. I thought it was incredibly stupid, but kept hearing about from coworkers. Day after the event, I hear he bitched out as it was working on swallowing him, so they had to kill the snake to save his dumbass. Edit. It was eaten alive. A Discovery Channel special. The guy was Paul Rosalie, and supposedly the snake did not get killed. He had to make the snake defend itself to even attack him, as it wasn't interested in him when he acted like prey. Fee Festival. Google+. 2020. Remember that meme showing how all the holidays were on weekends? Geraldo Rivera opening Al Capone's safe. Anthem. The flight mechanics and Iron Man-ish badass feeling of huge explosions and gamma play is so damn cool to have just let it rot in a gutter. What a waste, such potential. Quibi. I saw ads and promotions for it constantly for months leading up to its release, and they had some pretty famous celebrities in the shows. Then it disappeared after like a month of its release. New Year's Eve, every year. Connie 2012. That one pizza party specifically in our elementary school. Mini CDs. Ow. I feel like hoverboards were seriously misnamed. I expected Back to the Future, not Back to the Hospital with bone fractures. Google Glass got a lot of hype, but then it was gone. SpongeBob Sweet Victory music, but got switched to Travis Scott's Sicko Mode in the Super Bowl. TED. Back in the early 2000s, billboards went up all over Denver saying, "TED is coming, are you ready for TED?" And a whole bunch of other cryptic TED stuff. Nobody knew who or what TED was. It escalated to the point everyone was talking about TED. Turns out TED was an airline. It lasted like a month and failed. Floyd Mayweather vs Logan Paul. Glad I didn't pay for it. Segways. Not necessarily terrible, but incredible over the top hype. Fee Festival. 2020. Those Google glasses. Whatever happened to them? Raiding Area 51. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Awful, and I don't actually believe it's part of HP. Fee Festival. We all saw the documentary and what Andy was willing to do to get water released. Anthem video game. F in the chat for my buddy who dropped $90 on a shiny disc. Hands Across America. The Last Airbender movie. No Man's Sky at launch. Granted, it did got a lot better afterwards. Adulthood. I'd like a refund. Gabbo. Game of Thrones Season 8. My album. Area 51 raid. Victoria's Secret. Their bras aren't well made, they don't treat their workers well, and they're at least partly responsible for almost half of the population wearing cups that are too small. Every season's for the New York Mets past the early 90s. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but when I was turning 18, the legal adult age to drink in Canada, I was hyped about clubbing and parties and bar hopping, only to find out it's way more of a pain than it's worth. You go out and spend $100 or more on watered down expensive ass drinks and shitty music, then walk in the freezing cold to the next place. Plus the Uber/taxi home. Not worth it. Woodstock 99.